It's Lil Pac, baby, in the building.
The truth teller in the building.
The pressure bringer in the building.
If you rockin' with Pac,
make some noise. Yeah, if you got them receipts,
put it on the floor.
If you got that truth,
put it on the floor.
If you rockin' with Lil Pac,
put it on the floor.
Hey, 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 hey. One time for the realest, bitch. Two times for the coldest, bitch. Three times for the bossed up, bitch.
Fuck it up, fuck it up.
Yeah, that's Lil Pac, bitch.
One time for Lil Pac, baby.
Let's go.
Two times for Lil Pac, baby.
That's right.
Three times for Lil Pac, baby.
Fuck
it up, fuck it up.
It's Lil Pac, baby. Walk in, whole room in a G-shift. Truth talk heavy, she don't ever miss. Stand on facts, yeah, she stand on 10. When Pac touch down, pressure step in. Spotlight glow when she hit that live. Whole chat lit when she drop that vibe. No fake love, only real ones roll. Lil Pac run the scene, that's how it goes. Clock that T receipts on site. Drop one post on that ignite. Talk that truth, she don't play nice. Put it on the floor, expose that light. Go Lil Pac,
Go Lil Pac, go Lil Pac, go.
put it on the floor, Pac, put it on the floor. Time for the realest,
Bitch,
two times for the coldest,
bitch,
three times for the bossed up,
bitch. Fuck it up, fuck it up.
yeah, that's Lil Pac,
One time for Lil Pac, baby.
hey,
Two times for Lil Pac, baby.
that's right,
Three times for Lil Pac, baby.
turn up,
Fuck it up, fuck it up.
it's Lil Pac, baby. Truth in her voice, yeah, the crowd gon' lean. When she clock them receipts, know she mean what she mean. No cap stories, she dismantle the fake. Every live she hit, make the whole chat shake. From the boot energy to worldwide view. Lil Pac, baby, got nothing to prove. Stand tall, crown never tilt. Pressure too heavy, whole lane get built. Put it on the floor, 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 put it on the floor.
Go Lil Pac, go Lil Pac, go. Receipts on the floor, let's go. One time for Lil Pac, baby. Two times for Lil Pac, baby.
That's right,
Three times for Lil Pac, baby.
turn up.
Fuck it up, fuck it up. It's Lil Pac, baby.
If you want some weird shit, stay away. Stay away from me. Period.
No weapon should profit.
No weapon form is going to prosper.
No weapon form is going to profit. Thank you, Pastor.
And another thing, if you coming with that drama and that negativity, wet.
Yeah. What she bring?
Back,
What she talk?
true.
Who they hear?
Nuba,
Who they want?
Nuba.
Say it loud.
Yeah.
She don't mumble. Stepping in. Home run, no lie. She dismantle. Every word. Hard handle. Receipts up.
No stall.
Name ring.
Head turn.
She say it. That's law. Truth hit. Lesson learned. What she do?
Break it down.
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 Then what she do? Break it down. No spin talk. No fake sound. She don't whisper. She lay it down. Every claim. She press check. Every lie. She correct. Boot state. Backbone strong. Stand firm. 10 toes on. She talk one. That's final. Lil Pac voice. Undeniable.
Yeah.
That's Lil Pac. Facts only.
Break it down.
Hey, Pox Squad, we back, baby. We is back, child. Listen, this is live number 2 for you, girl. Y'all know. Listen, when I get into it, I get into it, and it's very seldom that I get to do 2 live streams in a day. But y'all gonna be seeing them more often because I'm trying to cram with the content. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me put my little fan up. Give me 1 second. 1 second so we can get into some things, okay, that we didn't finish. Yesterday, let me see. Do I need to charge my phone? I think it can. I can wait. I can wait. Hey y'all, let me see who we got in here. Oh, I gotta share my live. Hold on, y'all. Let me share my live. Make sure y'all sharing it out, cause we need it. We need it. Like we advocating, baby. We trying to keep it loud around Carmelo Anthony so we can get these results. Okay, hold on. All right. Now I didn't share it on my community wall. Make sure y'all sharing it wherever y'all can share it. You know, let's push it out there so we can get it out into the algorithm. Let me see who we got in here so we can get started with these receipts. Because listen, y'all, this is crazy. Now we officially know what they hiding. Now we know why they holding on to that transcript for dear life. Hey, Miss Mel Mel. Hey, sweet queen, my love. Shout out to you and all my other beautiful minds that's holding it down. We got Zaisha coming through with that new membership. Shout out to my love. We got Real Lady. Okay. We got, let me see, hold on, not your average. Woo, shout out to you. Nunez in the building. We got Miss Dee Dee, my bro Terry, Miss Tina, Miss Angela B. Thank you for the copyright and fair use, bro. You know we always need that thing. RG and Jerry. We got It Don't Matter, Miss Shannon. We got, let me see, let me go down. Toya Lee in the building. We got Miss Geraldine. Discussion board. Hey, my love. You look so cute on that picture, girl. Shout out to you. Hey, Miss Sandra. You said, okay, I ain't gonna read that. I ain't gonna read that yet because of them keywords, and we just starting the live. But yeah, we feel the same way. Okay, it's the feeling is mutual. Hey, Miss Michelle. Let me see. Hey, Nene. Hey, Eric. Hey, Demetrius, Miss Yolanda, Miss Nina, Danielle. We got Heal the World. Okay. We got Miss Blaze. We got Miss Melody, Kimberly. We got Miss Joyce, Miss Lavada. We got Daryl in the building. Shout out to Daryl. Y'all know we don't have too many fellas that be tuned in, but we getting more and more with the Carmelo Anthony situation because you know not too many men wanted to tune in with the saga. But shout out to the fellas that we do have. Hey, Nubian Queen. Hey, Snooky. Who else? Who else? Miss Shalene. We got, let me see, baby Mike Coward. Not Mike Coward. That's very fitting because it's definitely giving Coward, and y'all gonna see, especially after we read that affidavit, because that's what we getting into today. Because that affidavit is very telling, y'all. It is very, very telling. You said, baby Mike Coward trying to spill tea now, huh? Crazy. So glad Pop going live about this. But didn't I tell y'all I was 50-50 on him? Because, and let me say this, y'all, I give him a little grace. And I've been saying this because he trying to protect his livelihood also. When you dealing with powerful people who can make you lose your job within a blink of an eye, a lot of times you got to consider your family. So I feel like he doing or did just enough to try to put Carmelo in a good position for appeal in a new trial without losing his livelihood as well. Same thing could be said for the juror, same thing could be said for the witnesses. I think they all scared, to be honest. I think Mike Howard seen how this was going early on. I don't think he seen it at the last minute. I think he worded it like that in the affidavit, but I think he knew early on that Toby Shook was doing some things, okay? Like shout out to Thelma. She said he was planted, and I believe that as well, allegedly. But yeah, I think he's scared. I think he's scared, but I think he, you know, at least he did the affidavit. That says a lot because Toby didn't want to do one. According to the paperwork, Toby ain't talking to the people, baby. Okay. That in itself, in my opinion, is very telling also. The fact that he won't write an affidavit to state the role he played. That's crazy work. Hey, Miss Coretta. Hey, Miss Duncan. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Michaela, Miss Denise. We got Miss Joy. We got Pam and Pooh. Okay. So we're going to do a collective hey to anybody else that comes in. I see y'all and I appreciate y'all. If you would like to donate to your girl monetarily, you can cash app me at $Lupac2. You can also buy me a coffee. Shout out to my coffee people that support that app. You can also support via super chat, super sticker, aka a firework. Y'all know I always set a little goal. It ain't much, it ain't mandatory, but it's greatly, greatly appreciated because it contributes to the revenue of this particular live stream. You can also support me by getting a membership, joining our exclusive members only family. Okay. That's if you see people lit up in green, that's what they are. What else? Please watch them ads, y'all. Please. I know they aggravating. I know. Trust me. But I need that. Okay. I need my little coin. So please watch them ads. Please hit that like button and hype your girl up at the end of this live. Y'all know the vibes, child. Y'all know. Y'all know. We're finna get into this paperwork, baby. You did say that, Pac. You always said you was 50-50 about him. That's a fact. Yep. And that's because I seen it. I seen it early on. And somebody, shout out to Quad Man, is somebody, one of the supporters in the comments, he been very vocal about how he feel about Mike Howard's role. And he's the one who initially planted that seed, okay? Planted that bug real quick. And after he said what he said in the comments, and he made a lot of sense. I ain't gonna lie. I should have screenshot his comment. That's when I started looking at it a little differently. I'm like, hold on, maybe this is what it actually is. And you know, when you know you limited, when you know you don't have certain type of power to really shake some shit up, because I get everybody wanted him to basically blow the entire cover, but you gotta look at the circumstances. Like you gotta realize who you dealing with. Also, when you surrounded by powerful people that are known to be corrupt, ain't scared to get their hands dirty, you got to move a little differently. And I feel like he planted seeds in different ways to show, even though we still on his ass because we feel like he could have did a little better, especially with the objections. Like that, that would have definitely helped. But he did a little one too. That ain't me giving him grace. That's just me stating the obvious. Okay. Please don't get it twisted. Thank you, Miss Coretta, for that firework. Thank you, my love. Hey, Mama, may I? All right, y'all. So let me pull this up so we can get into it because y'all know I be talking. Y'all know I got the gift of gab, baby. Once I start running my choppers, that's it. So we're going to pull it up now. Wait. Hold on. Where's the other one? This might be the one right here. Yeah, this is it. Okay, let me drink some of my tea, child. Hold on, y'all. Whew, I normally have some coffee, but I ain't feel like making none. So I said, let me just grab my little tea. All right. So I was going through the paperwork. Did I put it up? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put it on the other screen so it could be a little bigger for y'all. Let me make it even a little bigger. I think that should be big enough. Okay, let's see. Let's go down. This is just a map of the courthouse. They was basically this the exhibit, y'all. They basically showing the restrictions. That's in red. Like all of that was restricted. Okay. All right, let's go down. This is just the exhibits that the appellate team offered of, submitted as an offer of proof. For the motions, of course. Order prohibiting extrajudicial statements. Okay, that was the gag order. Let's go up. We are trying to get to Exhibit 10 for Mike Howard's affidavit. Hold on, y'all. Let's get to it. Make sure y'all sharing this live out, please, y'all. Exhibit 2, Register of Actions, Public Docket, printed June 26, 2026. Okay. Hold on. Hey to everybody coming in. Please hit that like button as y'all come in. Damn. Y'all, look at all those subpoenas. Oh my God. Wait, that's a lot of subpoenas. Wow. Let me see. protective order, motion to withdraw, motion for protective order. Okay. Defense application for subpoena. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 5 or 6. Let's see, January 22nd, 2026. So do we count that as a subpoena? I guess. So that would be 5 for the defense. State's notice of discovery tendered. No, this probably was between defense and, yeah, it had to be between defense and state because it says state application for subpoena. So they subpoenaed a lot of people. I ain't even gonna count. That's a lot, y'all. That is a lot to say. Hardly none of them people showed up. Oh, and it's even more. Look at that. Wow. Now I did hear that most of those subpoenas came back unanswered. So they trying to get their hands on that also to see what's going on with that. Hence why it was submitted into the motion, because you can't play with the state. You can't be playing with the law like that, baby. When you get subpoenaed, you gotta go to court. You have to go to court, especially with these type of situations, or your ass can go to jail. Point blank in the periods. You could go to jail. Look, it's still going, y'all. Look at all those subpoenas. And only 21 people showed up? That is crazy. Subpoena return. Subpoena return. Subpoena return. Wow. That's crazy. Oh, look, it's still even more with the defense. Damn. That's some crazy work, bro. That is some crazy work. And hardly none of those people showed up. Wow. I would definitely, especially for the new trial. Oh, I would put fire under the earth. Okay, put some smoke under there, because this is somebody's life on the line, and none of these people showed up. Y'all, I wouldn't be surprised with the way this situation is so corrupt. I would not be surprised if some of these people wasn't teed, THREATED, to not show up. Okay, allegedly, because I wasn't there, but I would not be surprised. You got people that, and I be listening into other people content and stuff, and it's a certain content create journalists. Let's say that. I don't think they're content creators. Give it more journalists. I'm not gonna say their name because I don't like to throw salt on people's game. Child. I'm not no hater. But what I will say is, they recognize that this situation is corrupt, that he was railroaded, but they still holding on to what was done in court, in a sense, like, oh, well, I was, such and such. So, the court said this. We don't believe the court at this point. Okay. Tell them I'm on live. Okay. All right. My bad, though. That was Ham. We don't believe the courts. We do not believe the courts, because if the courts was truthful, all of this wouldn't be going on. So you got to take, even with the court record, with a grain of salt, the transcript with a grain of salt, because at this point we don't know if they trying to do a little quick 1-2 over them transcripts. Because why are y'all holding on to them? Why are they still, like, why haven't the court transcript been released to the clerk of public whatever? Why haven't they been released? Why are the transcripts locked into the judge's chamber and not released to be transcribed? Like, what is going on? We don't believe that. I'm convinced that if they keep holding on to those court records, they trying to do something to them. Like, what y'all think? Like, I'm convinced they trying to do a little quick 1-2, baby. They don't want us to know what really happened in that courtroom. Because shout out to Mel Watching the World. I was on his platform and he was in court, and he said that it's a lot of things that came out in court that was fishy in itself. Hint, hint, why they holding on to the transcripts, and why they don't want people knowing, and why they restricted so much of the public from the courtroom. So, hey, hold on, y'all. 1 second. Hey, y'all, give me 1 second. 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. My bad. My dad is here changing some lights. So I had to go get him. All right, because like we got those lights. We don't have like regular lights here. You know those lights that's like made into the ceiling? Yeah, the dimmers, whatever they call them, child. So my bad. I was running to get back to y'all. But back to what I was saying. So I personally feel like they trying to do a little quick one too. They don't want us to know, hint hint, why that judge is not recusing himself from this case. Because if you know these people are on to you, meaning us, if you know we on to your ass, you know everything is being exposed. What, and the bias is obviously there. Like, this ain't no hidden bias. This is out in the open bias. Why would you try to stay attached to this when you, unless he knows something we don't know? Hopefully the chief administrative judge ain't one of those. That's all I could say, y'all. Hopefully, let's pray. We're gonna have to pray that that chief administrative judge in Collin County is not a part of that corruption. Okay, we need that judge, Willis, whatever the name is. I think it's Willis. Don't quote me. To do the right thing. We don't need no more corruption surrounding this situation. This is why I wish they would have handled this whole situation differently. Black people, this is why it is crucial to educate yourself. Even if you don't go, even if you're not in the profession of law, it is imperative that you educate yourself on certain things, especially when you bump into it. Like, I wish the family would have, and it's hard to say that, y'all, because things have happen unexpectedly, just like funerals. Everybody don't be prepared for funerals. So you not thinking, you raise your child right. And like I said, you could prepare your child for the worst, but or prepare them by raising them to not start trouble. But sometimes it's a completely different situation when trouble confronts them. So, it's a spur of the moment. Even then, a lot of times when you confronted by something and you have to make a split second decision, you'll forget everything you was taught, because in that moment you got to act quickly. You got to act so quickly that you like, damn, now this finna change my entire life. But you didn't have enough time to really think it through, and I really, that's why I really believe Carmelo was in a situation of distress to where it was him or one of them. Him or one, and that's why I said I believe it was two pokers and not just one. I think they was trying to poke him, and then Carmelo hit him with a little quick switcheroo, and yeah, the worst happened. We just gonna leave it at that, child. Thank you, Lachelle, for 26 months, my love. All right, y'all, let me go down. Exhibit 3, verified transcript of the WFAA TV interview. Okay, that's that interview Judge Cockroach did. Let's go up. Transcript of televised interview. Okay, they got it. Oh, I like the way they set it up. The record, yeah, 100%. Okay, let's go down. We'll get into that on another live. I really want to get into the affidavit. We'll go back to the biasness of Cockroach. Okay, what are the odds? Like, who how the hell did they get the last name Roach? Like, that's just like people having the last name Dick. Like, who came? How? What made an ancestor? Because now I want to know how last names even came about. Because, child, listen, some of these people be having two first names as last names, and I mean, two first names, and it be, yeah, that is weird. Okay, let me keep going. Hold on, y'all. We getting there. Bear with me. We getting there. Affidavit of Russell Wilson authenticating exhibits to defendant's motion for new trial, motion to recuse. Okay, let's go down. Exhibit 4, video exhibit filed conventionally on USB with a notice of conventional filing. The verified transcript is exhibit 3. And don't y'all know, oh, let me tell y'all this. Because I was in Freeze's live last night and Thelma was breaking down some of the documents. Come to find out, y'all, it's even more video. Body cams of the team, and I think we're going to get into it. I think it's a part of the affidavit, if I'm not mistaken. Body cams of the team members, Austin's team members, discussing his bullying behavior. They had, y'all, they secluded that from the trial. How, like, that gentleman's agreement was complete trash. And it all it was, in my opinion, was a guaranteed way to convict Carmelo. That's it, that's all. The defense, and that's why when I speak on Mike Howard, even with giving him 50-50, I literally took away the grace because you made the deal. Well, no, Toby Shook made the deal. My bad, y'all. Let's take that back. Because y'all, I want to be truthful and fair. Shout out to Thelma, because Thelma exposed last night that it wasn't Mike Howard who made the deal, the gentleman's deal. It was Toby Shook, aka the alleged plant. Okay? Now we gotta find out if Toby Shook was if he was approached to be a part of the defense team or if he approached the family, because that changes the game also, y'all. That completely changes the game as well, because y'all know, for one, attorneys are not supposed to approach clients, especially these high profile cases. And that shows even more so the corruption that we dealing with if he was to approach the family and then throw Carmelo's case. So they're gonna have to prove that. What is this? Judge, this is a tweet. Judge John Roach tells me he released the evidence because I understood the public's desire to know what happened in the courtroom. The overwhelming focus on my ruling regarding the media in courtroom was to protect the process, witnesses, and jury. Now that the trial is over, it's important to me to provide. Okay. So this is good. Let me tell y'all why. Because he spoke on transparency, how it was important to him to provide transparency, but the trial had zero damn transparency. So it's important to provide transparency post-trial, but prior to the trial, you did everything in your power to exclude the transparency, to make sure to keep the public out, to make it hard for the public to witness that corrupted, railroaded ass trial. Everything in their power, y'all. But now it's important to provide transparency when you could run the script and manipulate the script how you want it, because the trial is over at this point. And even, y'all, he even made mention that he wished he probably could have at least had audio. Like, what? Are you for real? At this point, I feel like these people playing in our damn faces. Okay. All right, let's keep going. But that was a good exhibit. That was a good receipt right there. Because he ain't nothing when it comes to transparency. There was none. There was none at all. If anything, they made it extremely hard for the people who were at the trial, trying to go to the trial. They made it extremely hard. People was trying to come from all over. And he knew this was a high profile, very controversial trial. Why would you go through those measures of security and transparency to keep people away? Y'all, they even fired the public officer, Derek Jackson. Shout out to King Cass, Christopher King, aka King Cass, over on Facebook, that attorney. Shout out to him. They fired their public officer because he gave King Cass public information. Public, how you, baby? I will be suing the y'all see how Judge Roach was sitting on that sofa and that dog looked so confused. Y'all seen that picture of him? I'm gonna have to show y'all that picture that's on Google where he's sitting on the sofa in the judge's robe and the dog looked like he's scared. I said, damn, what he did to that dog, child. Even the dog know he corrupt. I'm gonna show y'all. Just remind me to show y'all that picture later. But make it make sense. How you fire somebody for doing their job? Like, that makes zero sense, but I would be suing them. Shout out to Quad Man in the building. I was just talking about you. He said this dream team is a beast. They released this unredacted motion, setting the record straight in common English. So smart. Yep. But you know why? Transparency. Shout out to the Dream Team 2.0. They wanted the people to know what is going on because they know we finna raise hell. They know we finna advocate. Let's keep going. Hold on, y'all. What is this? To the members of the Collin County family. Oh, so this is the letter that trials that attract significant public attention require extraordinary preparation behind the scenes. Oh, this is him trying to cover his ASS with that thank you gratitude letter that he extended to other judges for moving their dockets around to accommodate Carmelo's trial. But y'all couldn't provide the overflow room to accommodate the public, though. So other judges accommodated you and moved their dockets around for Carmelo's trial, but you couldn't accommodate the public with the overflow room? Okay. Yeah. Let's keep going. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. We got 125 in the building. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Please support the goal if you can also. All right. Let me get past this little raunchy letter. Let's see. Exhibit 7. Email of Steve Stoller, court-appointed PIO to Thelma Anderson. Look, Thelma in that paperwork, Neek in that paperwork. Shout out to them queens. All right, let's keep going. Damn, baby, they ain't playing with this paperwork. Exhibit 8, credentialing and access emails redacted, arranged chronologically, sub exhibits 8 through A through 8 through I. All right. Exhibit 8. Okay, that's the emails. We're almost there, y'all. We're trying to get to exhibit 10, but I kind of want to explain the exhibits as I go. Media request, intake, trial coverage. So they made all of the media people, like Meek and, all the other people that came that was boots on the ground, they made them fill out this media request intake, right? But where they effed up at is it was kind of like a survey also. Not survey, what they call it, y'all? A questionnaire. It was kind of like a questionnaire, but they had to give their information, but they also asked them if they would be okay with being in the overflow room watching from a monitor if they couldn't provide seating. So you gave them, look, request type, credential courtroom access, overflow room access, live truck parking, still photography, interviews, general inquiry. They gave them that's where they messed up at, because they gave them the option, but they excluded it at the last minute. They did not utilize that overflow room. And they violated his Sixth Amendment rights, okay? Because it was supposed to be publicized, point blank, and the periods. Because what are you hiding? And I heard somebody say that, I don't know if it was Thelma or King Cass, but somebody said that they had did something similar to, here he go, y'all, Derek Jackson. That's the one that was fired, the PO that was fired because he released public information. So I heard somebody saying something similar about another trial, where they had the courtroom locked. And just because of that, it was they gave him another trial. They either gave him another trial or something like that. But just because of them locking the courtroom, yep. I heard somebody state that. Updated media credential submission, action required. Okay, let's keep going. We almost there. One more exhibit. Exhibit A. 8 through C, media access allocation. All right. Thank you, Papa Bear. All right, let's see. Hold on, y'all. Exhibit 8 through D. Damn. Okay. Exhibit A through E. Overflow room eliminated. A through F. Public note taking barred. How you stop the public from taking notes? She sure was, Miss Mel Mel. She was crying, y'all. I almost started crying because I'm like, I feel her pain, and I think about it could have been one of our kids. It could be, and I wish people get out of that mindset. Oh, it ain't me, so I don't care. But it could be. These people never would have thought it was gonna be their son. Things happen quickly every day. Every day there's a different crime, a different experience. Like things happen every day, and you never know if it could be your family. You never know. People got to change their mindset. Stop thinking it can't be you. Just like people don't want to vote, talking about my little vote don't matter. Well, if you got 500,000 of y'all saying the same shit, you don't think that's gonna make a difference? Everybody saying they vote don't matter. Next thing you know, nobody voting. Make it make sense. All right, Exhibit 9, Sergeant Davis conversation regarding admission of the media and the public cell phone. Okay, we're almost to 10. 10 is where we need to be at, baby. Affidavit, okay. Video. Here we go, y'all. Affidavit of trial counsel Mike Howard, signed and notarized. What we don't have, like I said, is Toby Shook. Why wouldn't Toby Shook help out the appeals attorney, y'all? Let's just guess. Somebody put what y'all think in the chat. If he was actually for his client Carmelo Anthony, why wouldn't he do everything in his power to assist the appeal? You would think a high profile lawyer like himself wouldn't want the bad rep. They lost, right? And I don't think they lost fairly. They didn't lose fairly, clearly, while we're here. They lost due to strong armness, manipulation, deception, willfully, because he might be a little plant, allegedly. So why wouldn't you want to help your clients with his appeal? I'm not understanding it. Like, is he scared of something? Is he scared of something getting out? Like, in my opinion, affidavit should be required. I think they should do a set of law where affidavit should be required. Because how you refuse to tell what happened in court? What are you hiding along with the other people? What are you guilty of? What are you hiding, sir? So let's get to it, y'all. This is Mike Howard's affidavit. And for the ones that are not familiar, it's basically his account of what happened all throughout Carmelo's trial. Okay, so basically like a statement, but a sworn statement to, basically authenticate what he's saying, whatever, right? So it says, before me, the undersigned notary public, on this day personally appeared Mike Howard, who being by me duly sworn deposed and states as follows. Let's get into it. This is what happened from the eyes of Mike Howard, or Mike Coward. Like, who said that? Free? I think Free said Mike Coward. All right. So he said, 1, I, Mike Howard, am at least 18 years of age, of sound mind, and I am competent and qualified to make this affidavit. I have personal knowledge of the facts stated herein and that they are true and correct. I declare that. 2, I was the trial counsel, supported by second chair co-counsel Toby Shook, third chair co-counsel Tasha Gupta, and briefing/appellate co-counsel Michael Mauler, who represented Carmelo Anthony in case number such and such, leading up to the June 1st, 2026 trial of this case. The defense and prosecution reached an agreement. Here you go. He just jumped straight into the tea, y'all. He just jumped out the gates with it. Out the gate with it. He let the corruption be known. Whoo, child. I see how Thelma felt reading this. Like it's one thing to feel and to know that something is wrong, but to see it in black and white, it hits even harder. It hits even harder because it's like solidifying and validating the corruption. That is crazy. So he said, where did I stop? Hold on, y'all. Damn, what did I stop on? This case. Okay, the defense and prosecution reached an agreement where the prosecution and defense jointly agreed to not raise any alleged character, reputation, or extraneous offenses, bad act evidence relating to Mr. Anthony, as well as Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf during the trial, herein referred to as an agreement. Hereinafter, I mean. So y'all, let's just let's break this down, right? You are representing your client with a self-defense claim, and you making a backhanded, in secret agreement, a gentleman's agreement at that. That's what they calling it, y'all. Gentleman's agreement. More like a flunky agreement, okay? You make a flunky agreement basically to convict your client, because that's exactly what happened. Because in no way, shape, form, or fashion did this flunky's agreement help Carmelo's self-defense claim. You literally stripped away y'all whole defense strategy with this agreement prior to the trial. Like, what? Close to 50 years legal experience between him and Toby Shook. And y'all made this flunky, under the table agreement. This was, I wish he wouldn't have even named Carmelo first, because that agreement didn't help Carmelo. Carmelo didn't have Nathaniel, nothing on his background, not a criminal goddamn history that could have swayed the jury or made this situation worse than it already is. Not one thing. But guess who did, though? Them thick ass twins. And guess what else? Let me just point out this little important piece of information. Notice in Mike Howard's affidavit, y'all, he's not just referring to Austin. He's referring to Austin and Hunter, which lets my brain know they were both involved. So defense and prosecution was very well in the know of both thick-ass twins' involvement since the very beginning. Because Hunter wasn't on trial, why is his name included in all of this? Why is Hunter's name all up and down and through this paperwork if he wasn't on trial? He wasn't the defendant nor the victim. So why is he included like it's a package deal? I got my hand up. I know. Because he was involved. Very much involved. Like he told us on them interviews. He let the world know he was involved. And what makes this even more mind-boggling and aggravating is the fact that people just want us to ignore the fact that Hunter was all over the internet telling his quote unquote true about his experience of what happened on that good old day of April 2nd, 2025. He been telling us. They want us to ignore it like he ain't told us he was involved. And you got these dusty foots want to come all up in people's comments talking about, let it go. He got 35. He should have got the death penalty. He should have got life. Shut the hell up. Please. Thank you. He shouldn't have got nothing. And if you want to go there, if he should have got, Hunter should have very well got some time right there with him. Hunter ass should be sitting right with Carmelo if we're going to take it there. If we're going to take it there, because according to this paperwork, Hunter was just as much on trial as the rest of them boys. But how convenient, how you don't testify, how they don't put his ass on the stand as being a key witness, but his name all up and through the paperwork. But this is the same one that the prosecution's witnesses said, oh, Hunter wasn't involved. Hunter was off on the side scrolling his phone. He didn't get involved till after the poking happened. Even the whole lie of, I watched my brother's soul leave his body and then mine left too. Baby, the dramatics. Let's lay it on thick so we can make them feel it, okay? That's what that gave. Baby, let's sway that jury. Let's play on their tear ducts. What's more dramatic and emotional than I was holding my brother. I watched his soul leave his body and mine's left also. What's more dramatic than that? I can hear Jeff now. Lay it on thick, son. Give him all you got. Let me stop. Thank you, sister. Shout out to my sister. Real needed a goat for that firework, baby. She's trying to light up the chat on your ass. So show y'all girls some love, okay? Show me some love. Thank you, sister. We got 160 in the building. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, okay? Period. All right, let's get back into it. Y'all, if I was a lawyer, this is how I'll be doing it. They wouldn't be able to take me, okay? Because once my mouth gets started, that's a wrap. I would probably break the record with the most contempt charges of all lawyers. Them judges will be throwing my ass all up and through the jail for contempt, okay? Because I'm giving it all I got. All right. Hey, manifestations. So what's up, Incognito? You say Hunter wasn't called to testify with 20 plus witnesses and brother was the so-called victim. Yep. Table Nay say Miss Lupac, this is so sad that they found half of Javea Brown. Ooh, Lord. Ooh. Girl, why you did that to me? Girl? See, that's why I don't be covering stuff like that. I can't take it. My heart can't take it. Oh, hold on, y'all. All right. I'm gonna pray for that. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna have to pray later. I'm gonna pray with that situation. Okay, let me keep going. Where did I stop, y'all? Hold on. Let me see. Let me find my spot. Okay, so like I said, y'all, pay attention to how Mike Howard is constantly mentioning Austin and Hunter, which lets you know it was a group effort. Because if it was just a one-on-one like they painted in trial, why is Hunter all up and through this paperwork? Like, why? He didn't perish. He's not in jail right now. Why is he all up and through the paper? He didn't even testify. Let's keep going, but just pay attention to that, y'all. It's very telling. So it says, okay, they made that agreement, and then we're gonna go to number 3. The lead prosecutor in the case, Bill Werski, brought up the possibility of the agreement a number of times well before the agreement was discussed in detail and eventually reached. So what that tells me is if Bill Werski brought up the agreement a number of times, 9 times out of 10, Mike Howard was probably declining it. That's what that gave me. Because when you agree to something, you agree to it. If he brought it up multiple times and Mike Howard said yes the first time, he wouldn't have had to bring it up a bunch of times again. Okay? So that told me he more than likely declined it, which is why Toby Shook was the one to make the agreement. So yeah, we're gonna make it make sense. When mentioning a proposed agreement, Mr. Werski proposed that we try the case clean, which he defined as based only on what happened under the tent that day. Y'all, that is the dumbest shit ever. Like, why would you do that? Why would you quote unquote try the case clean and knowing the video that they got don't even show shit? So how you gonna try a case based on only what happened under the canopy when they manipulated, spliced, and blurred the damn video to show what even happened under the canopy? That don't even make sense. So, and Mike Howard seen the Frisco ISD video. He's seen it. According to WFAA, and I don't even think I had a chance to show y'all that receipt, but he's seen that video back in 2025. The Frisco ISD version, not the spliced up version that the prosecutor playing with. Oh yeah, he's seen it, baby. And so did WFAA, one of their journalists. They seen it. Matter of fact, they described it in full. Clear as day. Okay? That was in 2025 though. So let's keep going. Where did I stop? Under the Memorial High School tent at Kukendo Stadium on April 2nd, 2025. And not go into character, reputation, or extraneous offense and or bad act evidence applicable to either Austin and Hunter Metcalf or Carmelo Anthony. But Mike, come close. Let me tell you something. Let me whisper in your ear like Janet did Tupac on what is that movie called? Poetic Justice. Let me whisper something to you, baby. Come close. Come close. You a damn fool. Okay? You is a fool. Carmelo didn't have a history to hide. Why would you agree to that? That damn flunky agreement, aka gentleman's agreement, only benefited the thick ass twins. They're the ones who had charges for racist graffiti and shit. Bullying backgrounds. Carmelo didn't have none of that. Even if he had some pictures on social media or something that's questionable, that's still not an admission of guilt. That still doesn't validate guilt. He's a kid. Kids do dumb stuff sometimes, but not to the point of spewing racist rhetoric via graffiti, setting it in stone, making it stick. Not only did they learn that behavior, they wanted to permanently put it somewhere so people can see it every time they pass. Even the cheerleader situation, y'all. Now we know why Megan Metcalf got her ass over there on that TikTok platform talking about, I asked somebody a couple days ago, how did the cheerleader situation even get out? See, they wasn't expecting that. They wasn't expecting the behavior of them thick ass twins to be all over social media. You know why? Because they were under the impression because of the way it went in court and this flunky ass gentleman's agreement. They were under the impression that they can go on a public damn, what's the word I'm looking for? Public spectacle of interviews and paint this narrative that they had the best and most they were leaders, they were the best kids ever, they always did the right thing, and they were going to have great futures, and they always help people, and that's the narrative they wanted to push. Hence why Megan even went and asked somebody, well, how did this even get out? Frustration, aggravation, guilty conscience, God pushing truth. That's how it got out. That's how it got out. Because those people of that little ass town is aggravated. The ones that been having to deal with them thick ass twins and their entitlements, they aggravated, they frustrated because they see a good black wholesome kid from a good black wholesome family background getting railroaded undeservingly. That's how they got out. They want the world to know about them behaviors, baby. Them questionable behaviors. Now and y'all, and what make it even better, remember, we finna break this thing all the way. We finna cook with that Louisiana seasoning, okay? Slap your mama, preferably. Listen, now it all makes sense, y'all. See, they wanted to piss us off on Juneteenth. Remember? Juneteenth? A black holiday? They wanted to piss us off, so they decided to drop that manipulated, spliced up evidence on Juneteenth, knowing that's a black celebration. That's a black holiday that is celebrated by us African Americans. They decided to drop it on that day, y'all. Calculated. Let me tell you how. Why they didn't drop the body cam of those students, Austin's friends, discussing how much of a bully he is in the background, not even knowing they being recorded on body cam? Why they didn't drop that? Why they didn't drop that with one of Austin's friends saying, when Austin is going to get in a fight, you're going to know? Why they didn't drop that Austin, everybody's scared of Austin because he's the biggest on the team and he can be real aggressive at times? Why they didn't drop that audio? Huh? Why they didn't drop that one? Amongst other things, it was a whole lot said in that body cam. A whole lot said in that body cam. Why they didn't drop the body cam audio with the kids saying how Austin has been in several fights on the team? Why didn't they drop that one on Juneteenth to help us celebrate? No, they want to drop something that depicts a certain narrative to make a black kid look bad on our holiday. That's what they wanted to do. But baby, one thing about my God, okay, listen, he gonna show up and show out about his people. Period. I don't serve the same God as a lot of these people. Clearly, because when you are fearful of God's wrath, you don't move like some of these people move. So I don't serve the same God they serve. I'm sorry, because I'm scared of my God. I intentionally do the right thing because I'm scared of my God. Okay, listen, I do it with a genuine heart because I'm scared of my God. Thank you, my dudes. We ain't playing with that one. The one that I serve, we don't play with him. We don't take chances like some of these people do. It's a lot of devil worshippers out there. Thank you, Madu. Say it, Pac and Chad. Say it again, Pac. Dropped it on Juneteenth to get under our skin. Dirty MF was facts. And we said that. We knew it was calculated when they did it. All that time we was asking for the video, they wait to drop it on Juneteenth. Knowing we gonna question it. They had to have known you can't just give us anything. Most of us are the creators. A lot of our ideas have been stolen, okay? Repurposed and rebranded. Oh yeah, y'all better look up y'all history. They better quit playing with us. They did that intentionally, y'all. But why they didn't drop their body cam though? Let's keep going. We cooking. Let's keep going. So let me see, where did I stop off? Okay. Eventually reached the lead prosecutor in the case. Bill Werski brought up the possibility of the agreement a number of times well before the agreement was discussed in detail and eventually reached. When mentioning a proposed agreement, Mr. Werski proposed that we try the case clean. Okay, I read all of that. My bad, y'all. Hold on, let me go up. But notice how they keep mentioning Hunter and Austin, and not just Austin and Carmelo. So that was basically what the agreement was for, y'all. So they couldn't go into character, reputation, or extraneous offense and or bad act evidence applicable to either Austin and Hunter, Metcalf, or Carmelo. They and look, pay attention to that Austin and Hunter. It's not Austin, Hunter, or Carmelo. It's Austin and Hunter Metcalf. As if they a package deal. Pay attention to that, y'all. That speaks volumes to me. Okay? Y'all know one thing about me, I pay attention to detail. Thank you, my Duke, for that firework, my love. You say Prince Carmelo is coming home in the name of Jesus. I've been praying for that baby, y'all. Praying thick like I pray for my kids. Okay? Yeah. I've been praying for that baby hard because he does not deserve to be there. He does not deserve to be in no jail cell amongst real hardcore prisoners. Now we know why Judge Cockroach made the statement, I think he's a good kid who committed a crime. So you was able to draw that type of conclusion, but you allowed this corruption to go on? Okay. He's a good kid, but he committed a crime, y'all. Right? Let's keep going. So on May 5th, 2026, Mr. Shook, peep the play, y'all, peep the names, and Mr. Werski, discussed this proposed agreement by phone. That right there should have said it was some crooked shit going on. Because how we going to have a gentleman's agreement and not be face to face? Most men, when they make a verbal agreement, they need to see each other's eyes. The eyes is the tunnel to the soul, baby. I need to see what your eyes talking about. I can see the genuity in your eyes, just like I can see a demonic spirit, okay? That alone, them being on the phone, should have been, I would have called bullshit. We ain't making no agreement like this over no phone. We need to put this in writing. It need to be notarized. And I'm not doing nothing off the record either. Because 9 times out of 10, if it's done off the record, I call bullshit. Because why it ain't on the record? Why it ain't on the record? Why we got to do this under the table? Like, come on. We got to make it make sense, Mike Howard. And let me think of one for Toby. We need Toby a nickname too, y'all. We got Mike Howard. What can we call Toby? Put it in the chat. Y'all gonna come up with it. Y'all know I normally do it, but y'all do it this time. We got Mike Howard, and what we gonna call Toby Shook? If you ask me, Shook. It's something in itself, okay? Listen. So, oh, I didn't pass it up, child. Toby Crook. Okay, listen. We got Mike Coward and Toby Crook. And Judge Cockroach. You don't even need to switch that one up because how the hell, where did who give their child the last name Roach? Okay? Listen, just the names is, oh my God. Anyways, so they did it over the phone. Mr. Shook and Mr. Worski discussed the evidence of character, reputation, and extraneous offense / bad conduct as it applied to both the Metcalf twins and Carmelo Anthony. Now I really want to know, but we need to know what did they tell? And I don't, you know what? I don't even think, because we think that Toby Crook, it was a plant, right? Allegedly, because we wasn't there, but we think he was a plant. So I honestly don't believe nothing was even needed to be discussed as far as Carmelo's character. He was just for it. In my opinion, he was for it. What y'all think? Now, I think if Mike Coward was on that, was inclusive into that situation, that conversation, that over the phone scandal, I think he would have moved a little different. Hint, hint. Initially, notice how Mike Coward stated that Bill Worski brought the idea to him, the agreement to him multiple times, but it wasn't reached. It took for Crook and Worski to have a phone conversation, and then boom, like magic. Just like magic. Just like magic. So, this is crazy, y'all. Wow. Like, what could Carmelo possibly have had on his background when he didn't have no criminal history? What the hell could a 17-year-old boy with no criminal history have on his background? Background is equivalent to damn criminal history. If his criminal history was, he didn't have a criminal history. If his background was clean, what the hell could they have had on him? That's why I said, y'all, that gentleman's flunky agreement wasn't for Carmelo's benefit. Carmelo didn't have a criminal history. Them thick ass twins did. That was for their benefit only. They only added Carmelo's name to put some stank on it, to give reason, to cover up the corruption, to cover up the already in their mind conviction. That's it. That's all. That baby didn't have no criminal history for a damn try the case clean scam to be needed. He didn't have no criminal history. If he did, guess what? That chat would have been all over the internet. Literally. They literally sharing pictures of Carmelo holding up an air GUN. Not even a real pum pum. They spreading it like wildflower to present this thug facade. When you got them two thick ass twins in a picture holding up real pum pums. If we're gonna compare the two, like that, if that's the case, that's stereotypical. Like, we can't do that. That pum pums are used for other things outside of unaliving people. Country boys go hunting. They pum pum deers, squirrel, raccoon. Sometimes gator. Okay, gators too sometimes. Because some of them don't be wanting to act right when you trying to get them. Okay, you know we love that. We love that gator meat out here. Y'all know we love that gator sauce, baby. And the fried gator little bites. Yeah. 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 Make it make sense. Let's not do that. He is from Carmelo is originally from BR. Louisiana country is okay. I'm in the country right now. All my uncles hunt. All of them. They all hunt. They all fish. Make it make sense. So we gonna paint a narrative that every black boy that has a pum pum is a thug or a gangster. So the only time they are not considered a thug or a gangster is when they got on camouflage. No, nope, nope. Thank you. That one hashtag free Carmelo, free the nation's nephew. Period. What you want, ma? Hold on, y'all. What's up? Of squishies. Play with the ones in your tote right there. Close my door. You need to play with those first before you get some new ones. This girl here, y'all. Do y'all little girls are they into those needles and what they call needles and not wonton damn, I forgot the name of them. Dumpling. Look, there go ham. Dumpling and needles, them little squishy things. Child, Ham got so many of them things, y'all. Why she asking for some more? She barely played with the ones she got. And those things are like $10 to $12 a piece for one squishy. And she got a little container full. She didn't hit up me, my mama, her papa, her parent. All right, hold on. Hold on. Look, child, my son texted me now. 1 second, y'all. Okay. My bad. Yep, that's what she came in here for. Talking about can when you finish with your live, can we go get some more squishies? That's all I know. No, ma'am, we ain't getting no more. Okay, listen, she better put up her squishy fund because my coins. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Pac, leave our Ham alone now. I'm gonna send her to you. Okay, you can get her some squishies, Auntie Nene. I'm not buying no more. I didn't bought her too many, y'all. So let's keep going. She's so small. All right. Let me see. Where did I stop? Okay. So he said on May 5th, 2026, Mr. Crook and Mr. Worski discussed this proposed agreement by phone. During that phone call, Mr. Crook and Mr. Worski discussed the evidence of character, reputation, and extraneous offense/bad conduct as it applied to both the Metcalf twins and Carmelo Anthony. Mr. Worski reiterated that he would be, in quotes, happy to try this without getting into character at all, just on what happened the day of the track meet. That's how y'all know they never had this. How you know they never had intentions of. See, he painted it as if it was gonna be a breeze, right? You know, we gonna just focus on what happened under the canopy. We ain't gonna get into all that character stuff. We don't need to do that. We don't need to get into the twins spewing racist rhetoric and getting in trouble, getting arrested for racist rhetoric, graffiti, and them bully. We don't need to get into all, even though you got a self-defense claim, we don't need to talk about none of that. We just need to focus on what happened under the canopy. But we gonna conveniently and inconveniently leave out the fact that it's a lot of excerpts, my bad, not experts, excerpts surrounding this clause. You know why they say read the fine print? I'm finna show y'all. Because just with this agreement, damn near the whole defense strategy was unraveled. They couldn't do nothing. Because according to the prosecution, it would violate the terms of the quote unquote flunky gentleman's agreement. Like, make it make sense. Oh no, well, you can't talk about that because that didn't happen under the canopy. Oh no, this ain't relevant. The judge even told y'all, Mike Howard even gave them a theory of a situation involving Carmelo's epilepsy and how it was beneficial to Carmelo's self-defense claim. Don't y'all know the judge said, according to Mike Howard, that it was irrelevant to what was being discussed. Carmelo's epilepsy was irrelevant, y'all. I cannot. I knew I should have known. My Deuce, I'm not playing with you. Thank you, my Deuce. My Deuce sent a cash out blessing. Talk about get my ham some squishes. Listen. See, y'all part of the problem too. Y'all worse than my mama. That's why I be trying to mute when she come in here because I could tell her no, and then next thing you know, y'all sending her a cash app. Y'all are a part of the problem. Period. Okay. So I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her. She gonna be so happy. I'm gonna let her thank you too. All right. So let me keep going. Hold on, y'all. All just happened to track me. Okay. Hey, Aisha. Hey, my love. Yes, girl, you didn't caught me. And thank y'all for the jewels. I see Mom Deuce. Not Mom Deuce. I see my Duke. Thanking y'all for the jewels. Thank y'all for the jewels in the chat. If I'm not paying attention, y'all, because I'm reading. Thank y'all for the support. I appreciate y'all. We got 164 in the building. Please, please hit that like button, y'all. Please. Okay. All right. So on, let me see, number 5. On May 8, 2026, the defense and prosecution teams met in the Collin County grand jury room. The prosecution team gave us a document entitled State's Notice of Intent to use extraneous offenses. Hereinafter, State's Notice. Wow. Let's keep going. And we gave them to, wait, hold on. And we gave to them a document entitled Anthony's Motion in Lamine regarding the admissibility of pertinent character trait evidence, evidence under the ambiguous aggressor rule, and evidence under, hold on, text code Crim Proc Art 38.36 hereinafter defense notice. After tendering to each other our respective extraneous filing/briefings, we then discussed the proposed agreement, which Mr. Worski referred to as a gentleman's agreement. Mr. Worski, hold on, where did I stop? Damn, I'm using my mouse and still getting lost. Outlined the proposed agreement as follows. Both sides tried the case without character, reputation, or extraneous evidence for either the Metcalf twins or Carmelo Anthony, and just to try the case based on what happened under the tent. Y'all, like, why would they agree to that? How the hell you gonna, how can you even properly conduct or demonstrate a self-defense case without the character of the victim? It makes no sense. How? How can you successfully do that? We need the jury to know these boys were some damn thugs, okay? We need that jury to be put on game. We need them to know the ins and outs of how these thick-ass twins are provocateurs. Because remember, they try to paint Carmelo as the provocateur when he didn't start it. He didn't start it. Their character and the things that were said about them, even in that excluded secret body cam of his teammates discussing his aggressive behavior and how he really give it up and get down. They left all of that out. And that would have been crucial to proving Carmelo's self-defense claim. It would have showed and validated them being the provocateurs, starting shit, strong arming, being bullies. Bullies have aggressive nature, provocateur nature. Like, make it make sense. But if you gonna paint them as, we're gonna just try this case clean, and we ain't gonna bring up the background. We ain't gonna bring up their backgrounds because we don't want the jury to know. We don't want to sway. Hint, why they kept Hunter thick ass away from the trial, because they didn't want the jury to be swayed by his size. They didn't want the jury to see the difference in Carmelo's size versus Hunter, and Austin ass was even bigger. Austin was bigger. That's another thing that was discussed on that secret hidden body cam audio that they kept away. That was another thing. Austin was bigger than Hunter. Make it make sense. So, hold on, y'all. Excuse me. 1 second. What's up, Red B? Shout out to you. Hey, Miss Beverly. You said you given much reasons to be a part of an intelligent, practical thinking chat like yours. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, my love. Okay, so let's keep going. Where did I stop, y'all? I don't know why I don't leave my little cursor in my spot when I start talking, because then I lose my spot. All right, and during another description, during that meeting, what happened on the day of the incident? Seeking clarification, I asked, and Mr. Worski confirmed that this would mean that the defense would not go into evidence relating to the Metcalf's character, reputation, and extraneous offenses, acts related to violence and bullying, inclusive of discipline and write-ups in the Metcalf's twin school records within this framework, as well as racism. In exchange, the prosecution would not go into character, reputation, and extraneous offense acts, evidence relating to Carmelo Anthony, inclusive of the contents of Carmelo Anthony's cell phone and school disciplinarian records. Y'all, which one is worse? Which one is worse, y'all? Let's make it make sense. If I was Mike Howard, I think I would have gambled with that one. And this is why you, as his attorney, you do the investigative work yourself so that you can know they ain't even got nothing on. Y'all know this, right? Y'all notice, even in that description right there, Mike Howard literally mentions specific things that they had on those thick ass twins, right? School write-ups. What else? Let me see. Hold on. Discipline and write-ups in. Wait, where did I stop? Discipline and write-ups with the Metcalf twin school records. Racism. Like, why? Bullying, violence. And the only thing he mentioned with Carmelo is something on his phone. Hold on, let's see. Inclusive of the contents of Carmelo's cell phone and disciplinary school records. Make it make sense. Like, what the? That's like saying if they see a picture of me holding a pum and I'm on trial for poking somebody, they gonna convict me because they see me holding a pum. No, it's an isolated incident. You got to explain what happened. And this is why it was crucial for Carmelo to testify on his own behalf, so he could show the juries his heart, his character, through his own lens, through his own words. You can read a person's genuity based on how they speak, their body language, their mannerisms. You can tell by how that baby was talking in the body cam, he ain't what they trying to paint him to be. He's not that. He ain't no thug. That baby, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Thugs don't talk like that. Thugs don't have respect, manners, even being wrongfully treated. Carmelo is smart. He know they was profiling him. He knew they was stereotyping him. Cortez searched that baby like 5 times. Carmelo said in the body cam, I already know how this goes. I'm not alleged. I didn't do it. Because you got ones keep saying, he said I did it. No, he the hell didn't. He literally said in the beginning of the body cam, he put his hands on me. I know I'm not guilty. So you think he gonna follow that up with I'm not alleged I did it? Are y'all okay? Are y'all cool? Y'all got a fever? Why would he say that? Why would he tell the officer he put his hands on me? I know I'm not guilty, just to later on say, I know how this go. I'm not alleged. I did it. Like, are y'all okay? And that's what they going with. Well, y'all can stop with that because he admitted to it. No, the hell he didn't. What you heard him say was, I know. Let's start from the beginning. He put his hands on me. I know I'm not guilty. That a second time. Then later on, he's listening to the body cam. Listening to the police radio and the officers talking back and forth. And then he proceeds to say, I already know how this goes. I'm not alleged. I didn't. And before he can even finish his statement, the officer cut him off. Intentionally. If you ask me, because the officer intentionally left off when he testified that Carmelo said he put his hands on me. I know I'm not guilty. So that allowed me to draw the conclusion that the officer intentionally cut him off to catch him in that one statement. Because if he was non-biased, if he was non-racial, non-profiling, he would have told everything Carmelo said in his body cam. They said, according to mainstream media and them being boots on the ground and clocking the trial testimony, they said that when the defense crossed Officer Eduardo Cortez, it took everything in him to say that Carmelo was crying. They had to damn near pull it out of him. That man say, I didn't see him cry. How? He told prosecution he didn't see Carmelo crying in his tears, but the defense got it out of him. Like pulling teeth. That's how you know he was never for that baby. He's not a non-biased officer, a non-profiling officer. He's not for the justice system, because if he was, he would have handled that the right way. And he would have been honest all through and through that thing and not leave certain parts out. It was because of his body cam, the selected parts, statements from his body cam, that Carmelo had this jacket from the very beginning, this murderer jacket. That swayed people's perception of this situation from the very beginning, despite the fact that this was a whole minor when this happened. Make it make sense. So, oh shoot! Every time I move my mouse, I get out my spot. All right, let me see, y'all. Hold on. I asked, and Mr. Worski confirmed that this would mean that the defense would not go into evidence. Okay, I read that part. Hold on. Racism in exchange. Okay, Carmelo. At this meeting, I sought clarification on how this agreement would work practically, specifically, how to handle the possibility of opening the door to this evidence from either side. You shouldn't have even, Lord, never mind. During this meeting, Mr. Worski repeatedly expressed his concern that the defense would kick open its own door by asking questions of witnesses that would delve into issues restricted by the agreement. Basically, prosecution strong-armed the dumbass defense team out of their whole defense strategy. Them being concerned about potential questionable pictures on Carmelo's phone, if any even damn exists, or a damn disciplinary school record. He couldn't have had that much of a damn write-up at school if he was known to be a damn good kid. By damn near everybody speaking up on his character states how good of a kid he is, helping other kids, handicapped kids, a child from drowning. How much damn write-up could he possibly have had? Make it make sense. They banking on y'all. Not even a damn criminal history. And y'all that's an excuse. I'm sorry. It's no way in hell they was letting this ride off of that. It's no way, y'all. They cannot make me believe they was letting this ride off of a potential questionable picture in school disciplinarian write-up. Ain't no way in hell they finna make me believe that. This baby didn't have a criminal history. So they can't make me believe they was holding on to their word, to this gentleman's flunky agreement off of that questionability. I just butchered that word, but whatever. Like, I'm so upset. Let's keep going. I asked about specific statements made by witnesses interviewed by police and captured by video, y'all. This how y'all know it was another body cam that was never utilized. Never utilized. And also supports the fact of them witnesses lying their ass off on the stand. This body cam audio supports that. Let's keep going. Notice he said, I asked about specific statements made by witnesses interviewed by police and captured by video. Notice he put that in quotes. He wanted that part to be highlighted. I see what you're doing, Mike. I see what you're doing. He wanted them to focus on that, to know there is another video. Okay? Another body cam. Let's go up some. And captured by video on the day of the incident, where those witnesses, y'all, peep the play, discuss the Metcalf twins being passionate, triggered, and not tolerating being disrespected, etc. Mr. Worski eventually agreed that questions narrowly tailored to ask about specific statements the witnesses made to police about the incident under the tent on April 2nd, 2025, including statements just described about the mindset and actions of the parties involved in the incident, would not constitute kicking open your own door, and thus would not violate our proposed agreement. Let's keep going. During the, y'all, you know what I'm getting from this? In my opinion, hold on, what is this? Okay. In my opinion, this basically is Mike Coward letting the appeals attorneys know how they were strong-armed for this trial. That's what I'm taking from it. Let me explain to you how we were strong-armed. Let me explain to you how we had no choice but to do it this way. That's what it's given to me. Even though they technically had a choice, because y'all didn't have to agree to that. Like, how did y'all protect Carmelo from a damn school write-up when his life is on the line? This is where you weigh out what's more beneficial to him as his paid, sworn-in attorney. So, during this meeting, we discussed the terms of the agreement, being that testimony from eyewitnesses from under the memorial tent on April 2nd, 2025, and who were discussing the facts of what happened under the memorial tent on April 2nd, 2025, would be permissible, and that neither side will go into character, reputation, or extraneous evidence for either the Metcalf twins or Carmelo Anthony. During this meeting, I also asked about the agreement regarding the possibility of the defense calling experts. I'm trying to figure out, right? Defense had no experts, y'all. Not one, from my understanding. All they did was cross the video expert and the ME, which was prosecutorial experts, right? How the how the I'm trying. Y'all listen. Y'all know I don't be using that much profanity. Like, you know it's bad because I don't even be cussing, right? This case is so triggering. You can't even help yourself. Like, that's how bad and emotional this makes you. Baby, listen. Thank you, Sassy. Thank you for that GOAT trophy. Shout out to my OG. Shout out to my OG. Thank you for that GOAT trophy, my love. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for all the jewels. I appreciate you guys' support, y'all. Y'all just don't know. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. We got 165 in the building. Please hit the like button, y'all. And if you want to support your girl, y'all can help clear out my goal. It's 14 left on the goal, any color. It does not matter. I am not greedy. I am appreciative. Okay? Period. So, I'm trying to figure out how would them calling experts to support Carmelo's self-defense claim disrupt the gentleman's agreement. It's almost like the damn defense was so dumb, delusional, and slow, they didn't even realize they were being bamboozled / manipulated out of their whole entire defense strategy of self-defense. You can't make me believe that they didn't see what was going on. It's either they did and they were scared because they know how these people give it up, or they that damn delusional. It gotta be one or the other. Okay? It got to be one or the other, y'all. Ain't no way they didn't see what this was. If the prosecution is shutting down every angle you have to present your client's self-defense claim, and the judge is co-signing the shutdown, you got to know you being strong-armed. You got to know they planning for a conviction. You got to know they ain't going for self-defense at any means. They was going to get that baby some jail time. Even when the prosecution said in closing arguments to the jury, whenever defense low-key made a point, right, of Austin possibly falling on the blade himself, prosecution said, well, if you believe that, then give him manslaughter. Imagine that. Imagine I didn't even poke your ass and they still want to give me some jail time. Imagine you causing your own demise, and they hate black people that much. They can't fathom him getting off on a self-defense case that they say, well, if you think Austin fell on the blade, then convict him of manslaughter. What? That's what y'all. That's what they said, y'all. That's what they said. I just cannot, child. Pop, that's why I said what I said in my last super chat. It sounds like he's trying to tattle. I'm like, dude, whether you did it willingly or punk into it, you're guilty of failing mellow facts. That's a fact. Either way it go. And you know what? I would have gave Mike Coward credit if he would have objected more. At least give him way more wiggle room with the quote unquote on the record stuff, right? But the fact that he didn't object to things that he knew was wrong, it makes you wonder, like, what are you just trying to, clear your ass? Or you was in on it too? Because you was in on it too. Like, that's what's bothersome. Where was your objections? I just don't get it. You knew they needed all of this shit on the record. So, let me see where I stop, y'all. The experts. During this meeting, I also asked about the agreement regarding the possibility of the defense calling experts. The prosecutors only discussed how the agreement would apply to defense experts during the sentencing phase, y'all. So, the defense basically allowed the prosecutors to tell them how to defend their client. That's what this is. We gonna tell y'all what y'all can and can't do in court. That's what this is. It wasn't no mutual agreement that benefited both clients. This was a blackballing. This was a manipulated strong arm tactic to sink their client before the trial even started. That's it. That's all. We finna tell y'all what y'all can and can't do. A little rope, but if it's too much, it goes against the agreement. Nope, we're not doing that. Ain't no way in hell. Hey, Tanya. Like, it's no way, y'all. It is no way. They can only use defense. They can only use defense experts during the sentencing phase. The prosecutors only discuss how the agreement would apply to defense experts during the sentencing phase. So I asked how the possibility of the defense calling experts to testify during the guilt/innocence phase would impact the proposed agreement. The prosecutor team replied that they had not considered us calling experts to testify during the guilt/innocence phase. They stated that if the defense called experts to testify regarding Mr. Anthony's epilepsy or about a fight or flight response, they consider expert testimony like that to violate the agreement and thus open the door to character, reputation, and extraneous offense/act evidence. How the hell? How could Carmelo's disability open the door? I'm not even a damn lawyer. How could his disability open the door to character exposure? Mike, we need you in the front of the class. That don't even make sense. You basically allow the prosecutors to tell your ass anything. That's what this giving. Ain't no way in hell, y'all, his disability should have been excluded. Especially when it's vital to his fight or flight response. That was crucial to his self-defense claim. Mike, I'm talking directly to your ass. You allowed, with all your expertise in criminal defense, you allowed prosecution who had a weak ass case with weak ass evidence destroy your reputation. That's why they shut down. Mike, listen, front and center, they shut down everything y'all had because they knew y'all would win the self-defense claim. They knew, prosecutors knew this was an open and closed case, y'all. They knew it. And defense played right into that bullshit. Carmelo shouldn't have never even seen a jail cell outside of initial booking before he got his bond. Citizens that live in the area never even thought this case was going to make it to a trial. Mike was supposed to get this case dismissed before a trial even came about. That's how he give it up, according to him and his track record and his commercial. This weak ass evidence shouldn't have never even made. We already know the grand jury will indict a ham sandwich, baby. Okay? So it's no need to even question the grand jury, their part in all of this. It shouldn't have never even made it. Not even good enough substantiated evidence to support this weak ass case. It's no way, y'all. This is why it was so much crooked, secretive, hurdle jumping, manipulation. This is y'all. What I'm reading is literally exposing. This is why I'm like, y'all, peep the play. What I am reading is literally exposing the only means for a prosecution to have a win in this is to play the defense. Otherwise, they had no win. If the defense would have presented their case how they had it without that gentleman's flunky, crooked agreement, they wouldn't have never lost, in my opinion, even with an all-white, quote-unquote, jury with a couple non-black, non-whites, okay, on the jury. But I don't think they would have lost. I don't think they would have lost, y'all. If they would have presented their case with experts, all the witnesses, like how they are known to present cases, Carmelo would be at home right now, getting ready for college, working his jobs, going to prom. Wait, did he go to prom? He would have, no, he didn't went to prom. He would have been getting ready for college. This is sad. Let's keep going. I'm going to do a little bit more and then we're going to stop and then continue tomorrow because this is a lot. So, hold on, let me see. Hey, Kiara. Hey, Nina. Where did I stop, y'all? Let me see. Okay, I read the part about his epilepsy. We know that was some bullshit because ain't no way in hell his epilepsy situation would have opened the door for character, reputation, and extraneous offense slash act. If that's the case, let that mother open. Bust it wide open if that's the case. But it's no way in hell his epilepsy should have been excluded because it was detrimental to his self-defense claim. It shouldn't have been excluded at all. So on May 11th, 2026, Mr. Worski, Dewey Mitchell, Mr. Shook, y'all know we barely see his name, Dewey. Mr. Shook and I discussed the proposed agreement by phone. I informed the prosecution that we had an informal agreement on the proposed agreement, but that we needed to have a final conversation with Mr. Anthony and his parents to confirm the final agreement. Y'all. So they made an agreement without notifying the client. Hold on. So during this phone conversation, Mr. Worski confirmed that the agreement would extend to the sentencing phase of the trial as well. Mr. Worski said that would mean that in accordance with the agreement, the prosecution would quickly rest its sentencing case in chief without going into any of the allegations listed in the state's notice. Mr. Worski, allegations, y'all. Allegations. Mr. Worski said, however, that he would not allow a false impression to be presented to the jury by a defense witness, and that if such a thing occurred, he would respond by going into character, reputation, and extraneous evidence. Wait, hold on. Extraneous evidence from the state's notice. After the defense asked about an Anthony family member testifying as sentencing, Mr. Worski agreed that the agreement would cover Mr. Anthony's. This part about to piss me off. Because I remember this from last night. Y'all, prosecution agreed that the agreement would cover Carmelo's mother testifying to the standard, meaning she could only testify and say these words. That's it. That's all. She can't say nothing else. She could only say, I love my son. Please show him mercy. Type testimony. But nothing further. Do y'all hear me? If that don't tell you this was a setup, and the fact that Mike Coward and Toby Crook went with this, I'm disgusted. I am disgusted. Like, wow. I love my son. Please show him mercy. Standard. That's what most parents would say. But she couldn't go into detail. She couldn't let them hear her heart. So she could only say, this is why this is pissing me off, and it's bullshit. Because Kayla could only say, I love my son, please show him mercy. But Hunter thick ass can get on the stand for witness statements and say, look at me, boy, look at me. And Jeff, racist ass can get on the stand for witness testimonies and say you don't deserve none of what you got, along with other things. He said way more, including Hunter, who they intentionally withheld from the trial so that the jury wouldn't be swayed by his major size difference versus Carmelo. Even though Austin was bigger. Can't leave that out. So, let's keep going. Hold on, y'all. This is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking. That's why I keep God gotta be moving in this thing. Ain't no way. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm a firm believer in that. So, wow, like that part right there. Ooh, child. Okay, so I'm gonna read number 7, y'all, and then we're gonna do a part 2 tomorrow to finish it because it's long. Number 7, on May 21st, 2026, the defense and prosecution teams met with Judge Cockroach in his chambers. Here's where it gets interesting, y'all. During that meeting, both sides explained the agreement to the judge, describing it again as both sides agreeing not to go into character, reputation, or extraneous evidence as it applies to both sides during both guilt/innocence and sentencing phases, as long as no doors are opened or false impressions given. We agreed that the best way to document such an agreement would be for the defense to draft and file a motion in Lamine applying to character, reputation, and extraneous evidence applicable to all witnesses, so it would cover both the Metcalf twins and Mr. Anthony. But if made public, would not trigger reporting in the media about bad act evidence specific to certain witnesses, thus endangering a fair trial. Oh, they didn't want the witnesses or them thick ass twins to be exposed for their character. This is why this wasn't published. This is why this was hidden. Wow. So, even though everything is getting out now, after the fact, this was supposed to be out long before this. So, yes, I did hear that Madu. Madu said, did y'all hear that they made her leave during sentencing because she was crying? I also heard, and this came from boots on the ground, somebody that was in court. Because you know how they kept saying, how Jeff was saying that Kayla and Drew didn't stay for I think it was sentencing, that they didn't stay for sentencing. No, from what I heard from someone that was actually in court is that they had went to lunch. Like everybody had took a lunch break, took a break for lunch, and security allegedly purposely didn't bring them back in time. So it wasn't that they didn't show up for their son. They was literally there. Like, make it make sense. Is that security, the bailiffs, whoever was escorting the family, didn't bring them back in time. Didn't bring them back in because they had to be escorted. That's what I heard. I highly doubt that family would have left their child, and then the judge didn't make it any better. Remember? Because he was making sure to run a strict program when it came to specific people, but other people was allowed to get away with other things. Like Jeff signaling the witnesses and Shaq, telling them coughing and snotting and doing head signals towards witnesses on the stand. You got one white man playing on his phone, alerts going off, and it was said nobody could have their phone. Make it make sense. So, hold on, y'all. Take my son back. All right. So that's what I heard though, my deuce. Okay, where did I stop? Okay. We agreed that the best way to document such an agreement would be for okay, I read that. Hold on, y'all. Um, Thus, okay, I read that. On May 21st, 2026, I drafted the motion in Lamine as described above and sent it to Mr. Worski by email. It was hand delivered to the judge on the opening day of trial. Y'all, all of this chat is crooked. It was done off the record. That got to be illegal. I'm sorry. Like, if this ain't grounds for a new trial, I will never believe in our justice system again, because this is ain't no way. Ain't no goddamn way. Ain't no way they gambled with this baby's life like this off the record. It's no way. This need to be a new case law. Carmelo's situation needs to be a case law, baby. Period. Because it's no way. Like, y'all really gambled with this baby's life. And did they even know? They making agreements and shit without the clients. How y'all making agreements without the clients? Oh God. So, okay. All right. I'm gonna stop here where defense understand. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, y'all, and we're gonna do a part 2 tomorrow to finish it off, because it's still a good bit left, and we are already 2 hours in. This is my second live for today. So I'm gonna stop here and we'll continue with a part 2 tomorrow and finish reading it. I'm so disgusted by this. I'm like, in a low-key shout out to Mike Coward for doing the affidavit, because he could have pulled a Toby Crook and not did one, and we wouldn't be in the know of all this information. So shout out to him for that. But it's still like, Mike, you could have did way more. I get it. I get it. When you dealing with powerful people who literally can make your whole life hell within the snap of a finger. If you know, you know, right? If you know about corruption and politics and all of that, I get it. But it's still some things like objections that you could have did that would have helped even more. Even more. All you had to say was objection on the record, mother. Like, all that's it. If you knew it was wrong. I like, why? Child, you know what? I just cannot, y'all. Or that it would come out by Mike. Exactly. You say it's like I knew, but I didn't know how bad it got. Yep. And I said that earlier, my deuce. I said it's like it's one of those situations where we knew it was bad, but we didn't like to see it in black and white. And then you got this funky ass cockroach that's so entitled. He's not going to voluntarily recuse himself. And he knows that we own to him. He knows that they got receipts on him. All of this is coming out, and you still want to push the needle? Like, oh, let me try to stay on it because I don't need them finding out what really went down. Because I personally believe, and this is my opinion, that joint secret meeting off the record with that gentleman's flunky agreements wasn't the only meeting. I think it was meetings that was had without the defense. And we just gonna leave that there. Y'all do what y'all want with that. Okay, listen. Allegedly. But yup, let me go. My eyes is getting low, child. I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me in this live. We will continue this tomorrow with part 2. We gonna finish it because it's even more, unfortunately. It's even more. And I just pray y'all keep praying for that baby. I'm in my prayer mode heavy that it's enough because they haven't even turned over the transcript to the appellate lawyers. You know it's some corruption going on. They got the damn transcript sitting in the judge's chambers. Over 30 days later. Something in the milk ain't clean. Ooh, okay. All right. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. I will be back tomorrow. I'm gonna probably do my live tomorrow kind of early because I got some family stuff going on this weekend, child. So yeah, I'll probably do my live early tomorrow, y'all. So y'all be looking out for that. I love y'all. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Thank y'all for all the support. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all.
Y'all know what time it is. The truth teller in the spot. Always bring the facts. Yeah, she make the fake stop. Stop clearing out the noise. Never let the lie rock. Nope. Say it with me loud. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Yeah. Wipe them down, pop. It's Lil Park, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. It's Lil Park, baby. Receipts on deck, she gon' air that out. Lil Park, wipe them down. If it's cap in the chat, she gon' call that out. Lil Park, wipe them down. Came with the proof, better watch it now. Lil Park, wipe them down. If it ain't fast, don't come around. Lil Park, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Lil Park, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. It's Lil Park, baby. She a Louisiana, truth on black. Lil Park, wipe them down. Receipts so strong, but the lies won't let. Lil Park, wipe them down. When she step in the spot, all eyes on her. Lil Park, wipe them down. Expose real quick, make the face to turn. Lil Park, baby. Who got the truth? Lil Park. Who bring the proof? Lil Park. Hands to the left, hands to the right, wipe them down. Club lit up all night, wipe them down. Who got need? She OB. Lil Park, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Lil Park, baby. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. Wipe them down, pop. It's Lil Park, baby. Truth don't mean you gon' stand on that. Lil Park, wipe them down. Blocking the trolls, never looking back. Lil Park, wipe them down. Whole crowd move when the name get loud. Lil Park, wipe them down. She the voice of the people and she shut them down. Lil Park, baby. Truth too strong, wipe them down. Pop, pop. Crowds sing along, wipe them down. Pop, pop. From the booth, she a beast, wipe them down. Pop, pop. It's Lil Park, baby. Shut it down.